Everyone, today I am bringing you a updated 2028 election with with the new attacks, war, whatever you want to call it, on Venezuela. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, the honestly the most recent thing we can compare this Venezuela whatever war, I'm going to call it the war, uh that we have with Venezuela is Iraq. So here I have public opinion polls of the Iraqi war, and then we're going to use this to sort of help us with our 2028 election prediction. So whenever the war first started with Iraq, 79% of Americans thought the Iraq war was justified, no matter the lack of evidence for illegal weapons. 72% supported the war even if no illegal weapons were found. Only 19% believed the weapons must be found to justify the war. So, we see in the early days of Iraq, um, many Americans felt justified in invading Iraq, but also we do have to remember this was a very different political climate. Uh, Trump does not have that political climate. Um, Trump, as we've seen, has sort of invaded Venezuela for drug trafficking reasons, although all of it is alleged. So a lot of Americans probably will not support that. This will probably be a very big talking point by Democrats. Um, Also, it is important to remember Congress failed to vote to end aggressions with Venezuela without congressional support. There was a vote on that if Trump was allowed to increase aggressions with Venezuela without congressional support. Republicans decided that yes, Trump does have the right, and since they control the majority, they voted no to it. So then, over this congressional Christmas break, you could call it, Trump has intensely and has extremely uh increased aggressions with Venezuela. I mean, we kidnapped their president, which their president is very corrupt. It is important to remember that. I'm sure some of y'all have seen videos of Venezuelan Americans celebrating. Oh yes, Venezuelans not living in Venezuela across the globe celebrating the capture of their corrupt leader. Do some research on him if you haven't. Very corrupt guy. I mean, I'm glad he's not in charge of Venezuela. I'm hoping the best for Venezuela. Hopefully, they don't fall into more corruption as or a civil war like we saw with Iraq. But there is a very real chance that Venezuela could turn into Iraq, as Trump has been saying that the U.S. um, will have control over Venezuela. I would be very shocked if there isn't. Here's the thing: if we're controlling Venezuela, if one American soldier dies, one American dies, this is going to be awful for Trump's PR. Truly awful. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the states. So Trump's approval rating. It is going to be interesting to see, since no Americans have died. We kidnapped a corrupt leader, and yeah, since those two things, I do think this will help his approval rating in the short term, which is what this map is going to be based off of. So I do think this is a plus for Trump right now, and the Republicans in general. It's probably more likely that it's going to help them in the midterms. I bet as long as we don't stay in Venezuela for more than 4 months, you could say 3 months, um, we should be. It should be forgotten by 2028, but who knows? I'm sort of just guessing on what's going to happen with Venezuela. And honestly, tell me your thoughts on Venezuela. As for this 2028 video I'm doing, I don't really care about this 2028 prediction. I'm really doing this more so that I can tell you my opinions on Venezuela. Um, Although I do believe it is unconstitutional, as Trump does not The president does not have power to start a war with any country he wants. I mean, even when we went to World War II, Congress voted to go to war. We Congress The Constitution requires that Congress is the one who votes whether or not to go to war. Um, but the president is allowed to do like special operations against like extreme threats in quotation marks. We saw George Bush overuse his power, use it to blow up terrorists across the world, uh, start wars with Iraq and Afghanistan. Um, so I do believe this could be seen as a strong abuse of power by the president. I personally think it is. I honestly think we should have had Congress vote to go to war with Venezuela if we were going to do all this. I don't know, man. This is tricky ground. Tell me your opinions in the comments, though. And then after I do all my safe states, my likelies are going to be Texas, Florida, Ohio, and Iowa. And then for Dems, it's New Mexico, Minnesota, New Hampshire, this district, and that district. Now we're down to the swing states, which, if Venezuela continues to go well, which so far right now, the Venezuela attacks have been done very well. I think this is going to be kind of like that Iran war. I do think there was a small boost in Trump's approval rating after that. I could be wrong about that, though. I do expect North Carolina to go to the Republicans, and I do expect maybe Michigan, but probably not. Wisconsin, well, not Michigan, since I have Gretchen Whitmer as the VP here, very popular governor there. Do expect that would help Gavin Newsom a lot in Michigan. With Republicans losing a ton of ground with the Hispanic vote, I do think that will hurt their chances in Arizona. But I don't think Gavin Newsom is as strong as a candidate as Biden. I could see uh, Arizona going to the Republicans in this scenario, but then Newsom taking Nevada and also being able to take Georgia. So that's my 2028 prediction with these Venezuelan attacks or Venezuela attacks. But yeah, y'all tell me y'all's opinions on the Venezuela war. I think it's on some iffy legal ground. I don't really know if I legally I don't think I support it. Um but I mean if all that ends up happening is yes today and like the leaders overthrown, regime change, and we can bring actual democracy to Venezuela, then you and no Americans died, then you know what, I support it. But with how Trump's talking, it seems like we really just invaded them for the oil. I mean, he was talking about getting oil companies into Venezuela, how Venezuela wasn't using their oil industry to their full might. I mean, it seems like this is going to be Iraq 2.0. I'm very fearful of that. And if this is a Iraq 2.0, I can guarantee you Arizona's flipping, North Carolina's flipping. I mean, Iowa has been shown to be able to flip. I mean, we look at 2012, voted for Obama by 6 points, but then 2016, Trump by 9, Trump by 8, and Trump by 13. But I think, did they ever have a Democratic governor? I feel like I remember. No, I don't think so. Well, I do expect Iowa to be going Republican still, but we could see the margins in Ohio go to that 3% margin, same with Florida, and possibly same with Texas too. In a scenario where this is an Iraq 2.0, I think Kansas and Montana become only likely in this scenario, and Mississippi too. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think this, I hope that doesn't happen. I think this is just going to be a short, hopefully short, uh, I don't know, extraction, whatever. Hopefully it's a short, get in there, get out real quick. But hopefully it's like Iran, but who knows, man. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and peace out.